Hi guys, welcome back to Lunatic Astrology. I'm your astrologer, Lori Lothian. Guess what? Venus goes into Taurus this week, and it's going to be amazing because when Venus is in Taurus, May 28th to June the 22nd, she's in her dignity, and we're going to expect some shock and awe in money and some shock and awe in love, but in a good way. And that's because she's meeting up with the North Node, and she's also going to meet up with the North Node and Uranus, especially with Uranus. And that's going to be exactly at the same point that the eclipse will occur in the fall, with a total lunar eclipse happening in the sign of Taurus at 15-16 degrees. So it's kind of replicating this energy of what happens now may be connected to things that come to fullness and energetically reoccur with the eclipse in November on the 8th. Okay, so get that picture, kind of bookending things. It's a bit of a hot sky from the future, you know, retro causality, the eclipse coming back in time, rippling backwards from November the 8th, total lunar eclipse at around almost basically 16 degrees of the sign of Taurus. This is where Venus will meet with Uranus, coming up to a theater near you this month, and it will bring you some surprises and some healing surprises, because when she meets with Uranus at 16 degrees of Taurus, which she does about every year, but don't forget we've got eclipses in this zone of the sky, so that only happens every 18, 19, 20 years, so it's kind of got rarity all over. But when she meets with Uranus this month and brings that shock and awe, she does it in a lovely trine to the asteroid Aesclepia in the sign of Capricorn. So it's a beautiful earth trine. It can bring some prosperity to your life, but it can also ground something in a very healing way, grounding your love in a healing way, and grounding your money in a healing way. Okay, you'll see what I mean. Miracle healings, Aesclepia kind of vibe, raise the dead, all that good stuff. Now, before we get going with that, don't forget, please like and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. If you have yet to sign up for my course, the Sky Reader, Be Your Own Astrologer, Time Your Best Life, please catch the wave, because we're starting class on the 29th of May. It's 6 weeks, live classes, weekly Wednesday night coaching calls, a ton of support for me in the Facebook group, the private community, plus all this information I'll be teaching you is for the beginner, and it's how to really learn the basics of your natal chart and then to be able to apply easy prediction techniques in that regard. And I'm capping the class at 33 students. I'm thinking I'm about 19 students as of this recording today on May the 22nd. And lastly, you get it at a discount. If you sign up for my Cosmic Moonshine newsletter, you'll get that discount code immediately in your box, and you can apply the 33% off. And then guess what? And the course is only going to be $198. All right. Okay, so let's get started. And I did a really crazy thing. I ate gluten. Can't control myself sometimes, and I'm gluten allergic, so I keep wanting to scratch my eye where I have the onset of an eczema rash. So if I keep doing that in front of you, I apologize. It's my guilty pleasure. I had a croissant a couple of days ago, and then I had a pita bread thing like a shawarma, and you know, I know better. I know better. I keep doing it. Don't even ask. All right, so I'm not going to talk about world events here. I'm going to be doing the month ahead forecast with all signs in a couple of days. And when you catch the wave of that one, I will cover how Venus and Taurus can affect our global currencies, our stock markets, our food shortage supplies. This is actually good for some of that, but watch for the month ahead video that's coming up for those collective details. I just want to go into your sign, sun, moon, or rising. People ask me all the time, what's best? Your rising sign. It's going to reflect the most accurate information. Your sun and moon can also be applied. Maybe the moon's your emotional set point. Maybe you're born at night and you resonate with your moon sign. The day babies that, you know, are more of the sun sign. Sun can represent your purpose and career. Moon can represent your emotions and feelings about your life. I'm a tropical zodiac, not sidereal. This is Western astrology, but I'm ancient traditions, and I'm using whole sign houses. If you want to learn how to cast your chart in whole sign houses for free, I have a mini tutorial, 5 minutes long video training. Check the description box below. You can do that using free software, and you can catch the wave of the whole sign house revolution in astrology, the ancient original house system. Okay, let's get moving. All right, guys, and don't forget, please share, like, subscribe, and comment. I'm approaching 5,000 subscribers, and I'm really wanting to cross that finish line. Okay, now I'm just going to grab my water, and we're going to start with Aries. Okay, so let's talk about the Aries people first and foremost, because, you know, you're the first sign of the zodiac. It's a money house story for you guys. And if your Aries sun, moon, and rising, or rising is in Aries, you're just going to feel some kind of shock and awe surprise this month, spitting, regarding this sky story. Now, let's be really clear. There's a timing marker here, right? When does Venus come into that contact with both Uranus and the North Node? In fact, she's busy kind of snuggling up to Uranus. Boom, a lightning strikes, shock and awe energy around the 14th let me double check my dates. I'm sorry, I should have had them written down. Around the 11th, 12th of June. And then on the 14th, she's bumping into Athena, some knowledge and wisdom. And then on the 18th, 19th, she sextiles Neptune. And then at the end of the month, June 21 to 23, she's trining Pluto. Now I'm going to talk about that cascade of energy for all of us in our all signs forecast right now as a general flow of a storyline. It looks to me like what may happen for some of you Aries is you're going to have a very healing, don't forget Aesclepius in your 12th house, money story unfolding in the middle of June, where some kind of money wound or self-worth wound, or, you know, your own values, or even a possession wound, like, you know, your car was stolen, or you lost some kind of possession, or you had to sell something you really love. This is coming to some healing, but it's coming with Uranus and North Node energy. So it's very exciting, exhilarating. It's full of a bit of shock and awe. And the Capricorn zone of your chart gets activated as well, which is your career house. So some of this financial flow from Aesclepius could be a very healing turning point in your workplace, your career, your reputation, your success in your career, promotions, for instance, getting your ideal dream job, or if you're like me, an independent business person, something you're working on really starting to take off in your career path. And it flows as financial abundance for you. Now, I'd say with that Neptune sextile happening, around the 18th or so of the month, don't forget the 11th, 12th is where the money, shock and awe healing is happening, that you could feel like some kind of dreamy, sweet, mystical love up is happening in your natal sky. And with that Pisces, you know, sitting in your 12th house, this is very spiritual. This is where you go, oh my gosh, you know, the universe loves me, or, oh yes, my spirit guides are watching out for me, or, oh my God, the universe heard my prayers. Okay. Reminds me of that Gabby Bernstein book, The Universe Has Your Back. But it's going to feel a little bit like, for a lot of you Aries, something you've been struggling with, probably in the money story. I mean, Venus going through your Taurian second house is not really mostly about love. Okay. Unless you have to speak true love to somebody, it's really about something to do with finances. So I'm going to encourage you with this aspect to look forward to some financial relief, some financial excitement, financial breaks. Uranus going through your second house is classic rags to riches. He's been there since 2019, will be there until 2026. So a lot of you Aries people can expect somewhere in there to have a major flare up of financial gain or exciting financial developments already. Anything else I want to tell you? You know, you do have the vibration in the sky as well, with that trine to Pluto on the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, rounding out that whole summer solstice of some kind of deep empowerment from the fifth house of enthusiasm, inspiration, excitement, romance, joy, play. So, you know, whatever's going on, it all spills out to dreamy, thank you, God, followed by a deep, profound sense of revitalization and joy coming from your worth house, coming from your beliefs in yourself, coming from your money house, coming from a part of the sky that also represents your voice in the world, your vocational path, Mokari, voice and calling. So looking forward to seeing what happens for us Aries. I'm an Aries sun and moon. I'm certainly going to hopefully have some great breakthroughs in my own story. And I'm wishing the best for you guys as well at this juncture coming up this June. Don't forget, Venus is in dignity here. So she's going to bring it on in her most positive possible way. All right. Taurus, sun, moon, and rising. This is your sign, guys. This is really all about you. Now, come on, you've been having an eclipse cycle moving through the house of you, trying to expand you since November of 2019. It finally wanes by the fall of 23, but there's this general feeling of the expansion of your identity. You are growing into your truer self, a bigger self, a referential identity that is expansive and fits you more, and you're changing your identity. And North Node eclipses through that part of your sky can change where you live and your career, and even the relationships you're in, significant others, because it's angular to all of that. So this is a big cycle for you. And now Venus is coming into contact with first Uranus, right around June 11th and 12th, and then later on the North Node, boom, that's a very exciting development, as I already mentioned. Oh, did I give you guys the date for that? On the 16th. So, you know, you can pretty well count on the 11th to about the 18th of the month being full of exciting developments about you, for you, by you. All right, you might be the author of these dramatic, exciting developments as well. Because Venus is the goddess of beauty, you may end up also having dramatic, exciting, exhilarating, thrilling reinventions of your fashion, of your hair, of your makeup, or of how you perceive yourself. And you could even find yourself exceedingly popular, because when Venus is going over anybody's ascendant, yet let alone choose the Lord of your sky, you feel really, really on your popularity game. Suddenly everybody wants to be with you. You're charismatic, you're persuasive, you're popular, and you're likable in this month of June. I mean, who could ask for anything more, really? I would also encourage you to look at how with this sextile to Neptune, a little bit after that, around the 18th, 19th of the month, something is very dreamy and very mystical and magical regarding a group of friends you belong to, or a particular friend in a larger social network, or you could even join some kind of very artistic, creative community, because Venus and Neptune both imply creativity and mystical things are possible here. You could also feel, don't forget, with Aesclepia bringing on that jolt of yay you, he's coming from the Capricorn zone with healing energy. Now that's from the house of your father in Vedic astrology, in ninth house, the house of God, the house of your faith and belief in things, and foreign lands and travel. No doubt about it. You could even get a very healing offer to travel abroad to a faraway land, or you could get a very healing encounter with your own father that really supports a regeneration of your identity. And Pluto is up there, you know, as well, trining. So trining this Venus going through the house of you around June the 21st. And that Pluto trine can also be some kind of powerful thing going on with and about your father. Now, I'm not going to say more. This is just the gist of it. So yay, good for you. And well, I will say, so just some of you Tauruses could receive money from a father figure or patriarchal figure, like an inheritance, just because Jupiter is going through your 12th house right now. But if that's not likely for you, don't start worrying about it. Okay, there's going to be only a few of you. All righty. Anything else I want to tell you guys? No, you're definitely powering up though. You're really on your game. You're on your Dharma track. You're moving in the right direction around that summer solstice, Venus trine Pluto in the house of you. Gemini, sun, moon, and rising sign. So Geminis, you get the energy of this, whoa, love, money, breakthrough, healing, surprise, exhilaration story starting around June 11th, 12th with the Uranus input, and then the 16th with the North Node, all this, woo. So June 11th to the 18th or so. This is a real intense energy happening in a very quiet, subtle, behind the scenes place in your life. It's your 12th house. So for Geminis, you may encounter this as actually more like inner landscape breakthroughs of some sort. Maybe if you're a meditator, it's a vision or an insight coming through your inner mind or inner imagination. And if you're somebody who remembers their dreams at night, that's 12th house stuff can be very like what you dream about. This is also spirit guides and, you know, all the super woo stuff and, you know, enlightenment. I don't know that it's enlightenment coming your way, but you never know. Venus will sextile Neptune around the 18th, 19th, and 20th of the month. And that could be a spiritual realization coming for a lot of you Geminis. But other than that, because there's healing energy, Aesclepius, the great healer, the asteroid is coming from Capricorn in your sky and loving up this Venus as she's going through her storyline here, especially during that shock and awe beginning. On the say 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, Capricorn in your sky, that grounded earthy place in your sky is offering you a potential breakthrough through loans, financial investments, inheritances, business partner monies, spousal money. Like you could be getting a healing in your bank debts, your credit card debts. You could be getting a massive healing in some kind of misfortune in your stock market, like everyone else. So there could be some shift of gears. I like it though, because Venus is doing her best to bring a benefic outcome. Aesclepius is the healer. So there's some kind of that financial healing, you know, coming through for your sky. And then later on, with the Neptune, with the Venus in a trine to Pluto and Capricorn, this energy we're not going to have for much longer, right? Because Pluto will be leaving Capricorn in 2024. So got to grab it while it's hot. Venus is a money goddess and Capricorn's a resources and finance sign. So you could be having some definite breakthroughs there too on the 21st of June, add a day or two on either side, or 3 or 4 on either side, because that's Pluto in that bank loans, money, debt, stock markets, inheritance house. So this is really, really exciting for you. Something is really trying to pop. I'm not sure what, but it looks like good money turnarounds, especially if you've lost money in the markets, if your spouse needs a job or something. Hang on, someone's on my door. I got to answer it. Give me a minute. Okay, so that was my neighbor because I left my keys in my door and she just moved in down the hall from me. So I just met her. Her name is Mary. How sweet is that? Okay, so yeah, we'll move on now from you guys, but just I'm saying it's all good for your money is where I'm going with this. Some really profound financial healing energy coming into the story for a lot of Gemini rising especially, but sun and moon as well. Okay, so yay you. Moving on to the next sign. I have this weird feeling I've got a filter on my camera right now because my lips are not this pink. I think I put a lip filter on for fun and I forgot to turn it off. But anyway, just deal with hot pink lips today. All right. Well, it's Venus's thing anyway, so she doesn't care. She loves hot pink. I'm sure of it. All right. Moving on to I gotta move my body. We're moving on to Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. So for you guys, this is a lovely energy of some kind of bolt and jolt that heals you from a sextile position to your ascendant sun or moon from the 11th house of good spirit. So of all of the signs, this is going to be really lovely for you because sextiles are the nature of Venus. Venus is in her home sign of Taurus. She's meeting with Uranus, as I mentioned, around the 11th of the month. So give it a few days on either side, and you would expect a very healing surprise, especially because Aesclepia and Capricorn trines this event. This could be a surprise that your spouse brings in, a business partner or a client, somebody in your marketplace if you sell things for your work, but it is coming from the 7th. So the healing energy is coming through the 7th, but the delight and the shock and awe around money and love is coming from your 11th. Now, if you're a single Cancer and you're looking for somebody, this can definitely be a love relationship that flares into being middle of June, but coming from introductions through a friend or some kind of affiliation you have to a group you belong to, like, you know, the Society of Astrologers, the yoga, the Kirtan group you go to, the yoga community, something like that. Belongings that you groups of belonging you choose to affiliate with. So it could be a very healing relationship as well as exciting and sudden, just taking off like right out of the blue, and very earthing and grounding for you as well. It can be a money story too, because, you know, Cancer, the 11th house is your pennies from heaven, and it can bring some unexpected windfalls, either some great gains from your career or just general, like, where'd that money come from landing on my doorstep? And so expect maybe some lucky money breaks in that part of the time of the sky, middle of, June 11th or so. And then with the North Node amplifying that, and then Venus really around the 14th being in direct contact with the North Node, there's even an amplification of goodness expanding in your house of friendships and social groups. You may actually have a larger and more fun and enjoyable group of women that you suddenly are belonging to, and it feels very nourishing, especially if they're into wisdom and knowledge and learning things, because you have Athena up there. And it doesn't have to be women, but, with Venus up there, it could very well be enhancing a women's vibe here for you, no matter what your gender is or your sex is. Okay, so what else is happening? Then we have Neptune sextiling Venus, or whatever, Venus sextiling Neptune. This is going to bring a very dreamy spiritual vibe. It could be something to do with a lovely opportunity for a fun and sensual trip to a foreign land. It could be an opportunity, if you're into book publishing, for a favor from a friend that opens up a gateway to an opportunity in that field of endeavor. And, it could be something to do with getting one of your truest dreams and hopes alive in your life. 9th house Neptune transit. What do you truly believe and want to aspire to as a vision for your life that's in alignment with your path, your dharma? Around the 21st of June, there's that trine from Venus in the earth sign of Taurus to Capricorn. And this energy is, as I said, winding down after 2024. We won't get that for another 248 years. So you get it while it's hot. And this energy will wake up something in your sky that has to do with committed love or committed business alliances, or sometimes very auspicious legal affairs where you have to sign a contract or a document. That is around the solstice, around June 21st, give or take a few days on either side. Good luck, you beautiful watery Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. I didn't say this for everybody, but I guess I should say that anybody with their Sun, Moon, or Rising, let's say between 10 and 20 degrees, is really getting a lot of juice from this. Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. So Leo, you have this energy. I've got my hair on my mic. You're having the energy of this experience of some money shocking on a good way. It was some healing medicine to go with it in the career zone. So Leo, career and work, reputation and status, how people see you acting in the world, your fields of endeavor. your 10th house, very visible part of your sky, some kind of popularity, Venus, some kind of promotion, perk or award in your work, maybe by a woman in the workplace, coming on suddenly, perhaps around June, the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, and then getting even stronger around the North Node time when Venus joins with the North Node at 16 degrees. And that's going to replicate itself later in the year during the eclipse of November 8th. Now, I feel like for you, you could find yourself in this condition with that Aesclepia's healing energy coming from the 6th house in your dream job, in your ideal place of work, in this kind of fantastically, OMG, I've always belonged here. If you already like your work, then something better happens in it. If you don't like your work, then you'll find that some new option. It's such an ideal thing for looking for work too, if you're a Leo and you want to find a new job or a new direction as well, because, you know, exciting and lucky breaks can happen in that process of job applications during this time, especially around the North Node on the 16th. So let's go 14th to the 18th. You could very well find yourself stepping into some extremely lucky opportunity for your work. Now, if you have between 10 degrees and 20 degrees Leo rising or sun or moon, then this is also even more intense and more juicy for you. Venus will sextile Neptune a little later on around the 18th, 19th, and that energy is coming from a money house, and there could be some really sweet money flow resolution of some money confusion around money you've invested, money that belongs to your spouse, money that belongs to, you know, a bank or something, a loan. So you could receive, or who knows, maybe this perk allows you to take part in the company's money or something. So some sweet developments, soothing the money story a bit there. And then lastly, Venus will trine Pluto around June 21st. And to me, that Capricorn energy where this is happening is really all about that work again. In what way is your work house of employment, the colleagues, the co-workers, powering up some positive perks and rewards in your field of endeavor? A person in great power within your colleagues' space could really look fondly on you. You could find yourself driven to great success and promotions, like just going for it, applying for a job way outside your league and getting it, or just being gifted it by somebody in power. So all good for money as well as for work for you guys. And when it comes to love, if you're a single Leo, you could meet somebody in the workplace. And during this time, okay, that's what that could look like. And that shock and awe and excitement would all be happening in the middle of June to about June the 20th. Okay. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising sign. So Virgo people, you get the experience of a, you know, wow, shock and awe, love and money potential in the metacosmos 9th house, between the worlds. It's not the most tangible house. The ancient world, they'd say, like, you know, that's why they love the houses 1, 4, 7, and 10. Things happen there in the real matrix world. The 9th house can be also, besides foreign land and travel and the in-between worlds and your dreams at night, it can also represent your dharmic path, your aspirations, your spiritual faith and beliefs, your higher education. So Virgo, sun, moon, especially rising. This is good news coming from that area of the sky. Like my daughter's a Virgo rising, some good popping news about her academics, maybe. Maybe she gets a late result on an exam that she hadn't heard yet and she realizes she aced it. Maybe she finds out that she's going to be able to take a course she really wanted to because she has to enroll for September ahead of time. I don't know. But all I know is June's full of goodness up there in the 9th house for all of you, Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. And again, maybe it's also an opportunity to travel. It doesn't mean you travel during this time, but around June 11th with that Venus-Uranus connection, it could be a sudden OMG opportunity that you're given to take a trip to a foreign land that knocks your socks off and totally jazzes you beyond all measure. You've got some healing energy coming as well from Capricorn, which is the house of your sexuality, the house of, that's your 5th house of your romance, your enthusiasm, your fun, and your joy, and your play, and your pleasure. So that Earth trine from Aesclepius, you know, during the shock and awe breakthrough energy happening here with the North Node and Uranus, let's say between the 11th and the 20th of June, it looks like you might be able to really, okay, if you're single and you're a Virgo, fall in love with somebody in academia, on a campus, from a foreign land, from a foreign shore, or in your church. But if it's not that because you're already with somebody, it could be some exciting travel opportunity or faith-based experience with the one you love that really connects you back again into the fun, the vitality, the sexuality, the joy, the play, and the pleasure of love, healing maybe some kind of blockage in your love story. Now, lastly, there is this Neptune sextile happening around the 18th and 19th of the month, and Neptune is in your 7th house of the significant other and business partner. That certainly is speaking again to some sexual healing, woohoo, with the one you're with. And Neptune is like that dreamy, romantic, fantastical, rose-colored glasses, but this is a positive energy. So Neptune and Venus in this sextile doesn't look like deception. It's the real thing. Again, for falling in love, you're falling in love with a dreamy soulmate, big love story. But if you're with someone already, it's just really bringing a sweetness back to the relationship. Final thing, Pluto is trining Venus during the end of the month, well, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, kind of around the solstice. Pluto and Capricorn, same thing. What kind of power, passion, intensity coming from the house of love and romance, inspiration, creativity is fueling your story, especially in that 9th house. So any one of you Virgos who's into writing, a lot of you are, and you want to make a book or something like that, 9th house book publishing, this could be some really important breakthrough moments coming for you in the month of June. And this is all flowy energy for you. So it's trine your ascendant. So it's very good for your health, your body, your wellness, your self-wellness. It's just good. It's just all purpose good for you guys. All right, let's keep going on to Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So Libra is the energy of Venus. First of all, she's like Taurus. She's the lord of your sign. She's your caseworker, your guardian planet, the steering wheel holder, the helmsman, the helmswoman at the helm of the ship of your life. Okay, so she's the lord of your chart, right? And basically, she's a very important planet. You got to track what she does. So her coming into like a once every 19-year a shamazel here. I mean, she's not going to do this kind of thing for that much longer. This is like Uranus North Node. I mean, honestly, this is so rare. I should even amplify how rare it is. It's because not just is there a nodal transit through Taurus, but Uranus won't be back here again for also like another 87 years. So it's extraordinarily rare, circumstantial pile up of yay. And it's in your money house. So if you're a Libra and you need to get a bank loan, a mortgage, you want to sell a property, you want to get rid of all your credit card debt, you want to find some kind of investment strategy that totally pays off. These are themes that can really be happening for you as this shock and awe of love and money takes off. Now, if it's love, it's a secret love affair because it's your 8th house. So you're going to have a secret love affair, but it's really exciting. Okay. But if it's money, this is extremely positive in that 8th house for you. And you will have some support here as well from this healing Aesclepia energy in Capricorn. And that will be a kind of feeling that land and home and real estate and things to do with your family of origin and your mother are being healed as this financial story also comes to some kind of radical, exciting breakthrough energy that's going to happen. The intensity is really around the 11th of June. Then there's going to be some pickup around the North Node time on the 16th, 17th, around that journey of exciting developments financially. If you stand to inherit from somebody, this can also be an inheritance as well, just in case. Now, there is a sextile from Neptune that happens in Neptune's in Pisces from your 6th house of health and work routines and the things you do to keep yourself from being sick. And, there could be some kind of relief or breakthrough around the 18th, 19th of the month, because maybe the finances look so much better and now you can stop worrying. I don't know. Or maybe you discover a new exercise program that makes you feel good about yourself and therefore the money story is good. If it's a secret love affair, it's with a colleague or someone in your workspace. Then later on around the 21st, give or take a couple of days on either side, there's Venus trine Pluto. This is also happening from the 4th house of real estate. So a very powerful real estate development going favorably for you, where you're powering up both financially and in terms of home and land and real estate. Again, maybe getting in the dream mortgage, maybe selling the house at a dream price, maybe buying a house at a dream price. These are all themes that could be happening for you, or having the money you need to do a massive renovation or building or some construction or change in your home. All possibilities for you, Libra sun, Libra moon, and Libra rising. Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising sign. Well, you're going to have this intensity in the marriage house where there's going to be this shock and awe and intense breakthrough energy. But it's good because Venus is in dignity, right? Don't forget, she's going to be in your 7th house until the 22nd of June, got there May 28th. It's a very important transit for you. Venus is making your marriage better, or your business partner better if you have one, or if you have an audience, or if you're trying to reach people with your marketplace stuff, she allows you to promote and sell and, you know, what kind of like share your shit, excuse my language, very easily with other people, especially with Mercury still in Taurus until about June the 13th. You know, you could sign legal contracts, you could market and sell and merchandise and promote stuff. Now, Scorpio, certainly though, the primary meaning of this is about your marriage or your significant other. So if you don't have one yet, this could be a very rapid and deciding and brand new love story that's going to pop, especially because Neptune in the 5th house will sextile Venus around the 18th and 19th. And that's dreamy love, dreamy romance, something could end up as a committed story. So yay for the single Scorpios, because this can really open up a strong, fated, soulmated energy. Okay. Neptune, soulmatey, divine love, divine complement, North Node, destiny. So shock and awe, sudden developments, perhaps, but exciting. You have Aesclepia's energy, healing things from the house of trips and travel and your local neighborhood at the time of the 11th, 12th, when this Venus-Uranus thing occurs in the house of significant relationships. So maybe you meet somebody at the coffee shop, at the pub, you know, in the local environment, or you go on a trip, short distance trips usually, and you could meet someone there. Or lastly, you're in a learning environment because you want to study how to do something, a skills-based learning, and you can meet that person in that zone of the sky. And it's sort of fortified with a Pluto trine on June 21st around the solstice, kind of reaffirming that story, you know, the healing love story for you guys, for sure, Scorpio. And, you know, and for the one you're with, it's healing love that comes through the idea of enjoying each other in the neighborhood or going on trips and travel that can really enhance the existing relationship. I mean, you do have Juno going through your romance house as well for most of this year. And it's for some of you who are dating, this is about trying to seal the deal and bring in a committed, enduring and lasting marriage-like relationship. Sagittarius, sun, moon, rising sign. I need a little bit of my green water. Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising sign. In your sky, this happens to occur. Where's my chart? Because my brain won't look. I have to read the chart. This happens to occur, of course, in your work house, your 6th house. It's also a karmic debt house and the axis of magic, 612, the axis of karmatic stuff. It's a debts as well as karmic debts. So Venus here could be a sudden, exciting, dramatic debt relief, where some money that was owed to you is paid back, some debt you had, you paid off, that kind of thing. This is around the 11th, 12th, 13th, where you'll see this opening up. If you want a job and you're unemployed, or you want to change your job, this is the workplace and the work colleague space. This can really be a great, exciting new opportunity, some kind of new career direction, especially with Mercury there till about mid-June, because he's the Lord of your 10th house. So a lot of you Sagittarius are looking at some great career and work opportunity popping for you around the 11th, 12th, and 13th of the month. Then later on, intensifying on the 16th, 17th with that North Node energy. If you're looking for love and you're a single Sag, it's likely to happen in the collegiate space of the people you work with, or something to do with meeting somebody because you're doing the work you're doing. And it will be sudden and dramatic and exciting and exhilarating and healing. Aesclepia is doing the healing from the 2nd house. Have you felt unworthy of love? Have you felt your low self-esteem has gotten in the way of love? Have you felt dispossessed of true love? Have you felt that maybe your money doesn't qualify you for love? Well, I'm too poor to be, you know, somebody's candidate for love. I don't know, because there's healing in that 2nd house. And then later on, Pluto trining from your 2nd house of self-worth and values and money and earnings as well. Now, on just a pure money story, this can be a very good financial pop through a job opportunity for sure. Like, right, really, honestly, really, really lovely stuff here. Increasing your financial worth through a new higher paying a job of some elevation. Neptune is sextiling from Pisces, and Pisces, of course, the dreamy mystical fish is your 4th house of land, home, and real estate. What kind of dreamy, positive, enchanted, mystical sweetness is coming to you from your home, connected to either love in the work environment or just work things going on that are supportive of more flow and qualitative experience of connection and ease in your home life. Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising sign. Well, Capricorns, this is happening for you in your natal 5th house, where you have romance, Venus is a goddess of romance and love and dating and sexuality and, play and fun and pleasure. If you're a Capricorn and you are single and you're looking for love, North Node Venus Uranus is exhilarating, sudden, exciting, destined love affair. Now you have a North Node transit through there this year. If you're a single Cap, you won't stay single for long, especially rising sign. If you're, between 10 degrees and 20 degrees of Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising, this is more true for you. But it's so exhilarating. And it can also lead to a money windfall or breakthrough, money luck, speculation, gaming, lotteries. You could have a massive, like, wow, I can't believe I won that Powerball ticket. Or I had a feeling when I bet on that horse. Don't listen to me for advice. This is not a financial thing to tell you to put all your money down on something, but you could have a financial breakthrough. Okay. If you are with somebody and the sex life is sucked, or the relationship has been less connected and there's been no joy and fun, there's something kind of breaking through here. Don't forget, this is all intensely happening around, June 11th or so, 11th, 12th, 13th, when Venus connects with Uranus, and then it moves around the 16th to the North Node. If a relationship isn't any good for you, and this is all this intensity is happening here, it can end something, but it'll feel like a relief. So Capricorn, if you've been in a relationship, you feel it's really been too hard, this could be breakdown to breakthrough, or break away to breakthrough, or something like that as well. You do have a lot of support if something does end, though, by the way, because around the 18th, 19th, you have a sextile from Neptune in your third house. So Neptune could say, all is well. We love you anyway. If you're with somebody and you want to be staying with them, this is a dreamy getaway trip, some kind of beautiful journey together that you may take around the 18th and 19th that is very romantic and really amplifies the lovey-dovey feeling and the goodwill in the relationship. A trine from Pluto and the Aesclepius energy, the healing Aesclepius, is in the house of your identity. If you have felt, something about you and money and you and love is out of alignment, then this is healing that you and money, you and love story, and bringing something to a qualitative, sudden, dramatic resolution and healing, even a miracle healing of some sort. Uranus, Aquarius, this is me, sun, moon, and rising sign. So Aquarians, this is a story that has to do with your home, where you live. Now I'm renting my girlfriend's pied a terre in Canada. It's all her furniture. It's not my stuff. I love this place. It is so pretty. It is so beautiful. I have no complaints, but I do know my chart. Besides this moment, there's other things going on. And this tells us, Aquarians, some of us will have a dramatic, exciting, exhilarating home change brewing in the middle of June 11th or so, 10th, 11th, 12th. And then later on the 16th, this is very exciting and opportunity energy around real estate, around land, around where you live, around your home life, your private life, your domestic life. And it's like nothing you can put your finger on necessarily. I mean, it does activate until about the 10th, 11th of June. You have Mercury in the fourth house. He rules your house of inheritance. Fourth is legacy wealth. It's possible some relative who's elderly passes on money to you around, you get your hands on, or you'll know that you will be getting your hands on some money, and it brings a sense of relief around your home and stuff like that. If you are looking for to buy a place or something, then this is a very exciting, you'll find the perfect place, a breakthrough opportunity to buy a place, but it's got luck all over it, right? Venus is in dignity. If you want to change how your home looks, you want to make it more beautiful, you want to completely shift the way it is, you'll do it really rapidly, really excitingly, and really suddenly. You've got Aesclepius healing energy supporting this intensity in the middle of the month, and you get that from Capricorn, and that's a very magical house. That's your 12th house, really. It's like, like fairy godfathers and angels and ascended masters and, spirit guides can live there. Maybe you'll have some kind of feeling that divine intervention has interceded on your behalf. You can get money from foreign lands here. So maybe you suddenly get a chunk of money from a foreign land, and it allows you to buy a home, sell a home, change your home, renovate your home, decorate your home dramatically. Uranus is exciting energy. It's very exciting. If you've always liked traditional Ethan Allen looking furniture, now you're going to go super weird, modern, or futuristic or something. But whatever's going on here is good for your home life. It's good for where you live. And then, you know, a sextile from Neptune in the money house is just a gentle love up around your earnings, your finances that Neptune is offering to Venus. So money is supporting move and move is supporting money and everything's flowing in that way. That trine from Pluto on the 21st, Pluto in the late degrees of Capricorn on the 21st, just as Venus is getting ready to leave, your fourth house gets trined by Pluto. This is very powerful energies of regeneration, renewal, and rebirth regarding your home and your home life, your land, where you live, your relationship to your family of origin, your mother. Very positive, very beautiful energy. But because we have the North Node here, it's all very destined. And because the North Node won't leave here, my dears, until July next year, this is all about some destined energy, and Uranus sudden and exciting regarding your home and move. Uranus is here till 2026. That's the nomad transit, but I think things will really stabilize a lot by the late summer of 23 once we get the nodes out of the Taurus corridor, the North Node. Last but never least are the Pisceans of the world. Now, Pisces rising especially is going to benefit from this one because we have a sextile from Neptune to Venus around the 18th and 19th of the month. And of course, you've got Neptune in the house of you, and he is the modern ruler of you. So I want to just start with that and say, wow, what a sweet, delicate, beautiful, mystical yayness is happening between Venus in the house of siblings, trips and travel, and your local neighborhood, or learning some skills-based learning. What a beautiful energy is flowing here in your sky later in the month, around the 18th and 19th of the month. Now, before that, the shock and awe and the excitement and the exhilarating changes that Uranus is trying to get to go into place and happen with money or love is happening with around the 11th, 12th, and 13th of June. And it's happening from the house of siblings. So what possible, I mean, it can be your extended aunts, uncles, cousins, nieces, and nephews, but so keep that in mind. But some kind of family relationship thing could jolt you into a positive new thing regarding money, regarding trips and travel, regarding love, and possibly learning something, skill-based learning with a woman teacher, maybe, I don't know. I do think that you have, because this eventually bumps into Pluto and the Aesclepius energies there as well. Pluto in Capricorn, Aesclepius, the great healer, is in your 10th house of your reputation in the world, your status, your career path. Some of this definitely looks like something is really trying to, oh, sorry, I apologize. It's not your career path. I'm sorry, Pisces. I'm not going to edit this. It's your Capricorn is your 11th house of good spirit. So it's windfalls, lucky financial breaks, sense of like delight in like the goodness of life, a leg up of helps from people in power. For some of you Pisces, there's some kind of sweetness here that looks like you could get a little bit of a financial break or some kind of financial luck through an extended family member. If you want to take a trip and you've been hesitating to travel for some reason, this is a sudden opportunity, breakthrough energy to take that journey, to go on that trip, and to experience it as absolutely awesome, especially with the Neptune energy. Even just planning the trip now under this auspicious sky, it would be a very freedom-seeking, very exhilarating, very fun energy with Venus and Taurus and Uranus and the North Node there. You could expect maybe even some news around the end of the month, just before Mercury leaves the sign of Taurus, when he's anaretic around June the 13th, where you get some kind of news from a sibling, and it could be exciting news for you. I have a Pisces rising sister, so if I could get a windfall, that would be great. I always look at her chart and go, oh, maybe it's me delivering some kind of financial windfall to my sisters. All right, so that's it. Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Don't forget to check out my Sky Reader course. This goes to my Patreon community first. I'm recording on May 22nd. You're going to probably see it on YouTube around the 24th. Anyway, sometimes they get it a week in advance, a day in advance, but they always get dibs first. $5 a month, you get always all my content before the general public. So check it out. Plus you get to meet with me 2 to 3 times a month, depending on your tier, for live calls where I do chart readings for you. We talk about the current sky stories, but it's very intimate right now. I only have 23 Patreons. So quite often I end up doing individual chart readings. So if you're interested in joining, check it out. If you don't want to join, that's fine too. All the links to that stuff is in my description box below. All right. Ciao, everyone.